Had later state tour, like within a state, they used to take everywhere. So 50% will be like preliminary and going to different temples and all. So then I remember we going to US Dharwad. There they took to the Department of Biotechnology because that was a brand new, good facility, new building was coming up. So I still remember that day. There was a Professor Krishnaraj. He took us to around the lab. He was explaining to us, and also they were starting fellowship like that time, like maybe 2,000 per month, like JNU fellowship, like something like that. So these things, like I'm just saying my story, like why I picked this path. So that made and interest in biotechnology. And again, as everyone, I also gave exam, ICR exam. I got not good rank, like at least 53rd rank. I got a Kerala as a like a selection. I didn't go there. Then I picked Dharwad because in state tour, I got an opportunity to see this department. So what I'm going to stress here for you students is like you take this opportunity, like when you get a tour, all India tour or state tour. So that also helps you to pick like which university, or you will get an exposure to while talking to different professors, different students. That's another great opportunity. So that's my first phase of life in BSc Agriculture. Then I moved to MSc in Biotechnology there in Dharwad. So that's very intense there. There, another thing is like master is for 2 years, right? Everywhere. There, they used to do 3 years. That means 1 year of coursework, and we used to do 2 years of research actually. So I was lucky enough to get better result to finish it off early. There, the research was very intense in the sense we used to do real experiments because there was a lot of resources. There is no shortage of any money or supplies, reagents. So actually there, my future career was like basically laid a foundation there because there we had a very good seniors. You are into serious research, and also few professors. They One of the professor went to US and came back, and another went to US, came back, and they presented their studies for us in a seminar. We were in first year, second year of masters. This attracted, like we got more curious into this kind of like whether we can also go abroad. We started exploring those kind of things. And also our seniors, like at least two batches, one or two guys used to go outside. So we had a context through that. So that made, okay, let's try this path. So later on, after masters, yeah, we applied every year, everywhere, every country. So no one will no response, because your professor will get hundreds of mails. Sometimes if there is opening, they will get a lot of emails. So they have to shortlist, right? So they should see who is good, who is not. So they don't have a time to pick or go through those 50 or 100 emails and pick the right candidate. So as you might know, many of you, so how job market works through networking. If you know someone, so they will refer someone. So that's how it works. So then after masters, okay, I still remember I was still in Harvard. So I got I was finishing. Then I saw this advertisement for research assistant in a Times of India newspaper, I guess. So there was a vacancy for Indian Veterinary Research Institute. So that was again in Bangalore in veterinary college, next to veterinary college. Oh, then I thought, okay, let's try it. Because I know that I am in plant science. How can I go to animal science? Veterinary is animal science, right? So I was still like, let's give it a try. So then I applied, and they had a date. So on that date, we had to go there and give a written exam. Before that, I used to give our CV resume, and then on that particular day, I went there very close to my house. So I then just went and I gave exam. So they were veterinary students and BSc, normal BSc, MSc, or some other courses all came, like I remember like 50 to 60 people, and they gave an exam. I got a highest marks. So then I was selected for an interview. So how that happened? Because I was preparing for all this IRI exams. In my masters, we had all molecular biology. Those subjects are same. Like it is not different from plant to animals. Molecular biology is the same. It works the same. DNA is a DNA in plants or animals or fungi, virus. It's the same. So the techniques which applied there also almost same. Not entirely same, almost same. So I joined IVRI there. I worked for 1 year there. And also in the meantime, because I had an intention to apply for abroad, get a PhD, and I also went to Indian Institute of Science. They have a evening classes like biochemistry and those kind of courses. So I took those courses. In the meantime, I cleared my TOEFL. TOEFL is like get a mark, some universities it was 2020 in all section. So I got that one. I did 1 year of IVRI. So then applying every week now and then. I didn't get anything. So then I thought maybe I'm stagnant. I left the job, and then I had few friends in IRI who were doing PhD at the time. I was doing work here, so I thought let's go there and explore. So I went there as again a research assistant there in a department of nematology, and because when I went to All India Tour, I knew that okay, there's a good place, like people coming from all over India. So I thought, okay, I will get some different exposure there. So including like different things. So I was working there. I had interaction with everyone, my friends, my seniors there. So so that was a journey. Like I didn't stick to GKVK. Then I know like some they like to continue masters there, PhD there. That's a good idea for some, but for me, I thought I need to keep on changing places so that I will meet new people, learn new things, exposed to new culture. So that's how I ended with in IARI. So there, still I was continuing every week or now and then. Whenever I get an opportunity, I used to keep on applying for different universities abroad, and I was making a better resume because in masters I had a research publications. I got a paper from my masters. It was published in Indian Journal of Plant Pathology. So it's a quite nice paper. So then, and also I had developed a contacts in a research environment with the different professors and all. So meanwhile, so there was an opening in UK. So there is a veterinary institute in UK. So, and because I was working in IVRI earlier, so that professor contacted me saying that there is an opportunity in UK. There's an opening. You can go and give an interview. So that happened. And at the same time, I also gave PhD interview in NBPGR, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resource. There I got cleared in PhD interview. I was giving a entrance exam and I was giving an interview. And the same week, I also got a offer letter from University of Alberta in Canada. So I was picking which one I should go. I should go to UK or I should go to Canada. Like both were good, both were wonderful. So, but I picked UK because I had few experience in animal veterinary research. So I was doing very good there. So I thought, let's try continue in veterinary field. So that's how I ended in UK. And this is, so many people might ask like how I got this opportunity. Like as I'm explaining, this thing I got it by networking. Yeah, Canada, I got it by applying. So both should be there. You have to be networking with different people, professors. At the same time, you also do your application directly. So so I got an interview in Hyderabad. So I was selected. So I was there. Um, I left job in IRI and went there for PhD. And the good thing is it is fully funded. Like they were giving like £1,500 per month, and that's a quite lot of money because as any other that time anyone will be thinking like whether it's a stable career path, I should get some job in a seed company or some bank. Many of my friends they went to bank, now they are managers. or I should do some like a scientist, agriculture universities. Those are all bit stable jobs. Like once you are joined, at least you have a like you can focus on your work. But this is like I'm going to another country and another subject, so it's a lot of uncertainty. But at that time, to my mind, okay, it's a different country. Okay, if I don't succeed, but I have like I will consider that like a job because I was not paying anything from my pocket. So I was actually getting like 1.5 lakhs per month. So and also they had subsidized home, so cost of living was less. So then I went there. There actually it's not a university. It's in a Parbert Institute. So that's like around 300 people were there, and I had that project as a collaboration with government agency. It's again like a government animal and plant health agency. So these two research institute, and then my degree is awarded by University of Warwick. So I used to go once in a every 6 months, once or twice. So just for academic purpose. So it was like intense research activity was going on for 4 years. So in UK, like normally they give for 3 years PhD. You can get a PhD in 3 years, but my funding was tied up in such a way that I should be there for 4 years. So in these 4 years, I was there, and my colleagues were there. They were from veterinary, still my friends. One is from Isar, another from Pantnagar, some UP, and one from Tamil Nadu. They were looking down like, oh, this guy is from agriculture. How can you do all this plant science? Okay, so initially they used to talk in front of me like that. So even with my supervisor before my selection, they said the same thing. But still, I was doing good in IVRI Bangalore. So I went there, I started. So at the end of my PhD, I had like 13 papers, three out of the 13, like 5 are first author paper, and very good publication. That compared to other veterinary students, they had like 1 or 2. So I was doing very good. So what year I trying to say that, so I know you are in horticulture background. Agriculture, horticulture is nothing much difference. So there is no difference when you come out of India. So they don't differentiate. So whether you are from your previous education is in the same field or not, it's nothing like that. So you can quickly learn if you're interested. You're able to grasp new things. It's open. So it's nothing like that. So that's what I try like to highlight here. So I did my PhD. So it's generally called, because they want to generalize. They don't want to narrow down my PhD. Like they want to like biological science or life science. They want to broaden and give it. That's fine. So here I'm just giving what I did actually. So I was working in animal viruses. So that's why it's virology. So I did this one. So after that, I came back home. I took a break because I knew that I had very good PhD. So my boss there in the old lab, PhD lab, he was literally begging to stay back. So I don't want to do that one, because if I stay back, they will be treating same like a student, like at least mentally, we will be like a student. So I want to get out of that and be like a postdoc next phase. So after that, I applied. I went back home. So I was there like 6 to 1 months. So 6 to 1 year, sorry. And then applying. So when I thought it's the right time to go again, so I applied. I got a few opportunities in even UK and European countries, and even in US, East Coast, West Coast. West Coast is like California, and East Coast in Virginia. So then I picked California because earlier I was in UK, London. London is again cold place. I don't want to go to another cold place. So then I thought California is a warm weather. So that's how I ended up here. So this is again, my PhD is in animal science, right? So I was working in animal virology. So this job is a virus, but human virus. There is a virus called herpes virus, which causes skin cancer. So see, so my boss didn't differentiate who hired me. So they knew like though my background is different, because when I submit my resume, everything, I have to give everything except my date of birth, my photo, and age. This is not allowed outside India. So India, some people they put even your picture. So nothing like that. But you have to mention what is your bachelor's, master's, everything. So they gone through. But in my PhD, I had a very good track record. So that's how I got hired into this job. So this is again human virus. I was interested. So I started this job in 2017. So I have very good research going on. And again, US is a land of opportunities. There is no shortage of resource, or there is no like a huge competition. Like, so you can do as you want. So still there is a resource, funding, everything will be there. So here I am in postdoc, like almost I am finishing my postdoctoral, moving to next phase, maybe like staff scientist, or I can go to industry. So industry is a big thing here in US, or I can go to like academia as a assistant professor or go back. So this is my journey. So how I ended up here and where I'm going. So in the next second part of my presentation, I will just add few more slides about uh, my some small tips of you. So again, another thing I forgot to mention, my boss is in front here, is he is having a BS in horticulture. So he did BS in horticulture and he went to Japan for PhD. And after that, he did a postdoc in Harvard University. And then he joined here as a assistant professor. Now he's an associate professor. So it doesn't matter like which background you come. If you read, if you're able to do the experiments or show the results, no one cares. So from where you are coming. So it's a very good example. My boss, he's from Africa, but he's having a degree in horticulture. So as I was saying, there is no much difference between plant and animal cells. Molecular biology, there'll be difference, but you can treat it and get those things. And our lab is also making coronavirus COVID vaccine. It's in phase 1 trial. So we were a bit slow. We are not catching up to those multinational companies, but still we are making our own vaccine here. And so for you guys, so what, if anyone is interested in research, I know for you are getting other speakers who are into plant research. So here, for if you want to shift to like basic research or animal research or human research, so maybe in BSc you might be having the courses like what I got it. It's like microbiology, soil microbiology. So those things I still relate those techniques what I did in bachelor's. So still those common sense, those small techniques will still applicable for today also. So almost like 20% of the course, though I took like 70 courses, I was counting this morning. So at least 15 to 20% are still relevant for my career. And then, so you might pick like microbiology, genetics, or biotechnology. I was going through your website. You have genetics in masters, I guess. So after masters, you can go to this institute if you want to stay within India, like IISc. They have an entrance exam. NCBS is there, GNCSR, or you have IIT, Harvard, if you clear GATE exams. So it's not only for engineering, as you know, like there is a life science subjects as well. And you can enter into this field. So if you want to go abroad, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm not into university. So I'm just listed from, I was browsing through internet. So US has a lot of more opportunities than UK. And another thing is I have seen many bachelor students who come here in UK. In my earlier lab, in PhD lab, they do 1 year masters, especially from Mumbai. A lot of students, they will come like 10, 20, 30 in a batches, and then they do 1 year masters. They will pay from their pocket. They make a loan. And I think, I don't know, that time it was like cost of living was less, maybe now increased. So they pay everything from their pocket or get a loan. And then that's for 1 year. From second year, they will get a work visa. I don't know, maybe now it changed. You can check it. So 1 year, if you work another year, your money will you will get back your money, and also you will be having more opportunities. So this is one thing I thought I will mention because I saw many students doing this kind of things. Or you take a experience, have a research like what I did in other labs, and then you can directly come abroad for PhD, or you can do PhD in India. And also, even in our institute, there are a lot of people coming from directly from for a postdoc from India. That can also be done. So apart from that, so some might be thinking, oh, new place, new culture. Yeah, that's a part of life. You should be life should not be stagnated. Like, yeah, let's embrace everything. So this is a nice graph. If you go anywhere, any place, 3 months you will like, and another 3 4 months you are in shock. You start hating the place, and slowly you will adapt to the places. So this is there for everyone. And also Indians are everywhere. If you go to US, European countries, or America, you will get tons and tons of people who will in the universities or everywhere. So you can socialize with them if you are missing India, or it's okay if you will, if you have friends with other countries, you will learn new culture. Yeah, that's another life experience. So that's what I like to say. So finally, thank you so much for listening, everyone. I think I took 25 minutes. So this is my contact information. So I like LinkedIn. Hopefully you are familiar on using LinkedIn. So you can send me a message, or I have left a email, couple of emails. So through that, you can contact in future as well. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Murali. Very nice presentation, and it's very interesting that it's a kind of a entirely different field to animal science, virology, oncology, and I think it's a good message to your students as well. Always, I think that students should take initiation, so they should not feel that I already joined in horticulture, I have to be in the same path. So they can find their own interested field even after completion of agriculture, horticulture, and even they can think that what is happening in the other part of the world. So what is going on? So which is the most booming field in the world? So in such a way they can, if they think, so then they can take up a next, good career in the field. And I hope there may be more questions. Actually, the questions relevant to this topic was raised yesterday. So if any of you guys want to ask some more questions to Murali, so yeah, please.
Yeah, another thing I just want to mention what Dr. Sridhar was saying. In US, so when people finish their 12th grade, so they join a university, okay? So everyone will join a university. There is no like I am joining agriculture, he is joining veterinary, or he is something, nothing like that. Everyone will join university, and they will pick their own courses, and they will become a major in biochemistry or major in horticulture or agronomy. So, and also they will also take a combination. I will become a major in horticulture, and also I will take some psychology as a minor. So there is no, like in India there is a restriction, and also our mindset is like that because yeah, as any other thing, I also applied for veterinary because I was not into that high marks, so I couldn't get into veterinary, right? So here in abroad in US, it's entirely different system. Anyone can pick anything, and totally fine. So that made, so even people from abroad, if you're coming with a horticulture background, if you want to move into like something medical field, still it's open. There is no restriction on that. Thank you.
Yeah, Murali, I have a question for you. So actually yesterday, one of our student, he was interacting that, so he wanted to move forward to molecular science or molecular biology. So for his PhD actually, but he doesn't have a prior experience in working on molecular science. So, how do you recommend such cases to join for interested field in the abroad universities?
Okay. So he already have PhD, or he is going to join for PhD abroad?
He's going to join for a PhD.
Okay. So I have many examples. So what they do in masters, I think you have to spend some time and get a GRE. If you get a good GRE score, you will get into PhD and with scholarship. Okay. So you don't have to have research experience. So if it is there, it's good. Or whatever little things, even in masters, you definitely he or she would have done something. So that's more than enough. So have have a contacts like me, different professors or who has contacts. And second thing is you clear a GRE, get a score, and you can apply directly.
Any more questions? You can raise your hands and you can ask the questions, or else if you can also use a Q&A sections. Yeah, Rakshit. One by one. Yeah, Purnik, Puranik. Yeah, sorry.
Hello, sir. I'm Sriniketan Puranik from doing PhD in IRI from the Division of Microbiology.
Okay.
I just wanted to know whether for us to appear for postdoctorate, apply for postdoctorate elsewhere outside India, is there a necessity for us to go for IELTS and GRE TOEFL? Is it compulsory, or only certain universities need those?
Okay. So you asked, you are doing a PhD in microbiology. So, and then you are applying for a postdoc. Okay, right? And
Yes, sir.
you don't need a GRE. GRE is for study. So if you want to do a PhD or master's, so there you need a GRE. So because your studies are done, you are coming for a job, you don't need a GRE. But if you get a TOEFL, IELTS, that's all simple. Like there is no um, like minimum requirements. If you get, that is fine. And also it varies from institute to institute. But in our institute, they're not asking for GRE and TOEFL.
Thank
You
you so
don't
much, sir.
need. Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you. And when you send a request, like if you're interested in some lab, if you really like, then do some research, like read there what that lab is doing. You spend some time. So instead of sending a blanket, like you have one ready to go resume, just sending is not good. So you can spend some time, a day or half a day, read what that lab is doing, and then you apply. So that makes more sense than sending tens and hundreds of email, just getting emails from website and sending. That's another advice
Yes,
I
sir.
like to.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, Murali. Good morning. Sorry,
Hi, Prashant.
how are you?
Surprise.
I
Hi,
think
I'm
it is
good.
good evening. Good evening or good night there.
Good night. It's 9:15 for us. Night 9:15.
Okay. So how are you? Going good?
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah. So one thing I think yesterday I was talking to one student because when we started this training, initially, and we are getting some calls regarding there like a few students are interested to go for PhD or like for a short time training or some fellowships which are open now. Another 2 3 days time is there like Fulbright. So one of the student yesterday he called me and just wanted to know if we have any contact who is working any scientist who is working on some horticulture crops like melons,
Mhm.
and he has already prepared the application. Maybe he is trying to like work on melon transcriptomics. So just he wanted to know if any scientist is there in your contact, or you can give him someone who is working on melon like molecular biology. so that he can contact. So I think
Yeah,
he's one among the trainee today. I think he's there in the training.
yeah, definitely. I will go through at least from my other contacts, not in our institute.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, this is a cancer institute. So, but I will go behind my other networks, and if I come across, I'll definitely transfer to you.
Yeah, just what we will do is I will ask him to send an email to you.
Mhm.
Just you give a reference if you have some contacts in your lab or that. But the thing is, he has to go through the process of selection.
Mhm, mhm.
So at least he need it for a support letter for application. So there are so many scientists, so many students in the training who are attending and who are listening to you, maybe contacting you in coming days or coming years. So our request is try to help them.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Because we have been there situation, we know the struggle. So I
Yeah.
was there, as I was explaining. After my masters, I spent 2 years working different places. I know the student struggle. So definitely, I'm here to help
Yeah,
with
yeah,
whatever possible.
yeah. Thank you.
Any queries from other participants?
Sir,
Students?
I have a question.
Yeah, please,
Sir,
Rajesh.
sir, my question is now I am doing my master's in entomology in IRA, sir. So I am hoping for a PhD in abroad. So what are the things I should keep in mind while preparing my CV?
Um,
So which aspects do professors see in CV like most attracting?
so you have masters, though. So then you are going for PhD, right? So then you have PhD is like a specialized. So you have to narrow down. Like I know, like it's very difficult because we are looking for opportunity. But still you have to be focused. Like which part within entomology is a broad field, right? So within that, I think it's better to pick one. Or other way, you go to the website. So the labs will be putting their lab research, their papers. Masters means I think you can all make sense like what they're doing. So yeah, you have to go through the lab, or sometimes they will advertise. Um, so another thing here in abroad, so everyone is ready to take a PhD, okay? Because PhD is like they are working for them, not like a full-time job. So they don't have to pay like any other, like a postdocs. It will be quite expensive for all labs. Yeah, every lab will be looking for PhD. But the thing is the funding. If you bring your own funding, you will get any labs, like almost any labs to go there. But the thing is funding. So to get a funding, as I said earlier, get a GRE, give a GRE, get a good score, then you have a edge among others. Because without GRE, maybe like many people are applying. So if you have a GRE, so you have an edge. Like you can also try for scholarship, and the professor, the lab will be happy to take you. Yeah, and also
Thank you,
networking, that
sir.
also important. So you talk to your professor or talk to your seniors, you follow them. So that's another thing I like to say.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions from participant side?
Sir, do you advise a second PhD, like finishing a PhD here, and if at all we want to settle abroad or somewhere?
No, I don't recommend that one. Um, because PhD is like 3 years, 4 years. Why you want to waste like 3, 4 years? So masters, I do recommend sometimes masters, like 1 year masters will be there. So if you already have a masters, you can do another masters here. But PhD is a long journey. I don't know, like for me, like finishing one PhD is like a big thing for me, like spending those 4 years. So, and again, PhD, you won't earn much. So you are just on sustenance. So that is another thing. So that's my view, but I don't know. Maybe you have a point on that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? If no more questions, so we are going to end this session. Really, Dr. Murali, it was a very wonderful session. We got very good information. So we have come to know, so the agriculture students also can try for other fields. So you are the best example for that. So participants, we are going to end this session. Now I request Miss Runda to give vote of thanks. Over to you, Runda.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. It is my honor to give a vote of thanks to all of those who have made this webinar a successful one. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Murali Muniraju for taking time away from your daily course and for sharing your knowledge and vast experiences with the student community. So thank you so much, sir. It was very useful for us. And secondly, I would like to thank the Dean and all the professors for sparing your precious time for we students to gain much knowledge to this webinar series. And at last but not the least, to all the participants for attending the webinar with much patience. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the organizers and College of Horticulture for providing this wonderful opportunity to share my journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Murali. On behalf of University of Agriculture and Horticulture Sciences and College of Horticulture, Hiryu, I thank you so much for your valuable time sparing with us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.